The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, return, 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 return. Aye, 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 oh, aye, 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 oh.
Hi guys. Sorry, you're like in my face. I wanted to talk to you about something very important. I don't want to overwhelm anybody. I'm actually trying to underwhelm some of the newer people in the community. This video today, this week's video, I'm trying to do these weekly at least, because, trying, is about the dumb suppers that we need to be planning for next week. We literally, to the day, have a week. And I've slacked. I'm sure some of y'all have been busy and not gotten everything you need yet. This is your reminder / warning that it is upon us. So, for those of you that are new to my channel, and possibly all of you that are new to the craft, Dumb Supper is when we honor our ancestors. Now, I'm sure, because we are a week out, a lot of y'all have read chapter after chapter and book after book, watched video after video, gotten frustrated. Some of you probably even gotten a little angry because there is so much information that goes in two totally different directions. I'm going to give you a new direction today. You ready? Put the book down and cut the YouTube off, except for like right now. Everybody's going to tell you you can or can't do something. You're going to get different opinions every time you turn around. You're here to practice your practice, not everybody else's. With that being said, these are your ancestors, your loved ones, your friends, your family. I mean, no one is going to join you at that table but them and you and your present day family. So when it really comes down to it, it's your night. It's their night. But no one's going to be there to judge you on what you do. It's no one's place to. And you can go all out, or you can serve your great grandmother what people remember as her favorite cup of tea. You can go do your cultural sides and serve them a traditional dish. You can play them traditional music. You can talk to them in their native tongue. It's whatever you want to do and whatever you're comfortable with. No one in that book and no one on YouTube is going to know any different. And right or wrong, it's your family. They're your ancestors. You honor them how you see fit and how you think they would like. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be so complicated. It doesn't need to be a negative experience, and it doesn't need to be overwhelming. I'm here to help. So, what I do, I live in a big city. I mean, it's not as big as some of y'all's, but I mean, it's decent. It's Atlanta. And you would think you could just, if you have enough money, you can get whatever you need here. But I ain't from that side of town, okay? I incorporate music and beverages. And sometimes, like, baked goods are the easiest to get to make ethnic groups in my heritage, happy. Because I have Native American, I have three to four different lines of that. And then I have Scots-Irish, and then I have French. And I'm sure there's something else floating in there somewhere too. So, but those are the ones I know about. So, I know I could roast deer. I could get that from my cousin easily. I could get elk if I really wanted to, but I don't have the money for that. I could do a lot of things, but it's easier and more budget friendly to just stick to the basics. Because you don't, and I hate to use this term, you don't necessarily want to waste money if you don't have to. just being real, just being honest. If you want to serve a full 7, 8, 9, whatever course meal you want to serve, that's fine, but you have to dispose of it the next day. Because, at least for me, now this might vary, I'm not sure, I don't want to say and be wrong, but I will not touch that plate of food. That is not my plate of food, that is not my drink, it's not my alcoholic beverage, not my bread. It's not mine, right? So I don't touch it. I bury it. Put it in a bag. Actually, I put it in like 3 bags. Actually, I'll break it down for you. I put it in a Ziploc gallon-sized bag, and then I put it in 2 Walmart bags, and then it goes to the park. And on dog walk, we go out in the woods and bury it. That's just how that rolls. But, you know, some people don't have access. Some people throw it away. It's not a big deal. You don't have to go bury it anywhere. I figure if I bury it and something digs it up, they're getting a meal. Animals are scavengers. They'll be fine. There's no bones, obviously. I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying it can be done. You don't have to go drive 10 miles and bury it in the woods. You can throw it away. This is here everyday life. You can throw it away and not feel super bad about it. Put it in the disposal. It served its purpose. It's time to dispose of it. It is what it is. You don't have to even serve a full meal. What I tend to do, because it's easier for me and my family, is that night, one, think about it, if you have kids, or if you're a supreme partier, you've got places to be and things to do. You've either got kids to get dressed or help get them ready for their parties or their trick-or-treating, or you have a spouse that you two are going out and to do something, you're meeting a group of friends, you just got shit to do. Not all of us can stay home. So, as my kids have gotten older and they go do their own thing, that allows me to do my thing. But I have nerdy kids, so they stay home anyway. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, what I do is I make a one-pot meal. So, the last 2 years, 1 year was a giant thing of matzo ball soup, which is a Jewish soup, but I was honoring a friend, and my grandmother would have loved it. So, I felt comfortable doing that. The year before that was like pork chops and green beans. No, pork chops, turnips, and fried cornbread for my grandfather. And then, because I don't have any Native American stuff, and there's too many lines in my family, I play culturally appropriate music. Like, I will play powwows for one segment of the dinner, or the evening, really. And then I will switch over to bagpipes, because there's Irish bagpipes and Scottish bagpipes. And then, after that, the French normally get honored with coffee and bread, the French sides. So, because those are easy to get a hold of. And I'm very budget conscious. Like, if I can't afford it, I'm not going to do it. Not that I honor them any less. And that's what you got to realize. The amount of money you spend on this one night, if it doesn't fit in your budget, it's not worth it, because then you're doing yourself a disservice. Yes, you want to do the most extravagant and the most for your family and your heritage and your culture and your ancestors, but they don't pay your bills currently, so you need to keep it real, okay? And if this is your first ever dumb supper, keep it real basic. That way you're not getting overwhelmed in different areas. Figure out who you're honoring. If you're going to honor the whole slew of them, cool. Pick out what heritage is, what you can easily access, and have that ready. Like I said, bread and beverages, and desserts really, are the most easily obtainable things to honor a heritage that is not, like, if you're no longer present in that country, or you are not in a culturally appropriate part of town. So say if you are German, just throwing that out, or Polish, or, you know, somewhere over there that's not here, it would be harder for you to find, like, minced meat, or certain beers, or lagers, or ales, or certain traditional items without going to either a specialty shop, or like we have, it's called a farmer's market, but it's like, it has different aisles for different cultures, but it's still just, it's the Buford Highway Farmers Market, and it's like Latin America, Polish, German, and there's another Russian. Like, there's even a small, like, there's a section in the bakery that's, like, Ukrainian, and they have, like, different, I can't pronounce them, but different little things for them, and they're very nice there. But, like, those are easily obtainable. It's instead of, unless you know how to cook your traditional meals. Now, if you know how to cook your traditional meal and it's already in your everyday or every week diet, then, that's cool. If you whip it out once or twice a year, just as a reminder of home, then that's what you would do, or something along those lines. But don't feel obligated to do this massive event for the first time and then feel like it didn't quite work out. Because the first time I tried to do this, I made a huge meal, and I hate to say this, I put so much effort into the cooking and the gathering that when it came down to the honoring, it didn't feel right. So then the next year, I kind of switched it up, and I thought about it, and I was like, what would everybody like? Who does not like chicken and dumplings? Anybody can appreciate a good chicken and dumpling. This is me, okay? Not everybody out there in YouTubeverse is going to like chicken and dumplings. Obviously. I don't know why, but whatever. This is me thinking to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one that has to eat it. I'm the one that has to serve it. So, I got my recipe, and I did that, and I made it, and it was huge, and it was good. And everybody, as we sat there, because we sit in silence for a little bit, and it's kind of like your time to think back, not only about the one or two people or the grouping of people or, but just really like examine how you're living your life, and are you living it to your best? Are you being a decent human? Would so-and-so or group of people be proud of the person that you are right now? It's like a reflection period as well as a time to think back upon the people that have left us. And some of them, sometimes it's not easy. That gets very emotional. I almost just got emotional right then because it's coming. But, everybody does theirs different. Some people have periods of silence. Some people have total silence. Some people, they serve and, go about their business and will have a moment to themselves without their family. My family, we all do it together if we're all here. Whoever's here does it with me. We all participate, is what I'm trying to say. So, it's just so much information. I really don't want any of the newer to the craft people to get stressed out over yet another event that they're unprepared for. This is an easy one. It just sounds complicated. It sounds hard, but it's really not. You're literally just honoring people that have passed. If you want to keep it strictly ancestors, that's cool. You can do that. If you want to incorporate your ancestors with people that have fallen in your lifetime, you can do that. I understand the books and some YouTubers, that we go to for advice. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody does things different. You have to decide what works best for you and go that route. Because at the end of the day, it's going to be you and your people at your table. Not us. We're not going to be there. And it's nobody's point or place to judge you, So, I hope that helps. I hope it wasn't too rambly as normal. It took me 6 times, or 7, this might have been 7. I can't even remember now, because I got tongue-tied and befuddled the whole way through. But, I just want to say, make this day the best that you can. Do the best that you can with what you have, especially if you're on a budget. If your budget is endless, boo-boo, go all out. You do what you want to do. If you're nervous and you have questions, don't feel scared to ask them. We'll talk in the comments, Everybody here is pretty good about chatting with each other and helping. So I don't think it would be an issue if you had a question on your first dumb supper, you know, for someone to answer, or even me. Like, we don't mind. We all start somewhere. Y'all have a good night. I'm going to go have my coffee and ruin this lipstick, which I love the color. God, I wish it was more comfortable. It's so dry. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. I hope your planning goes well. If this is your first time, good luck. And don't worry. Do what you want to do. Do what feels right to you, and then let it be. Blessings to all of y'all. Night.